Okay, you maybe can tell now that I like to make screencasts, but I think they're fun. So this is for Mr. Lecklider and Mrs. Lee, and I'll try and go as slow as possible for Miss Lee on how to share your plan book to the Dibble website. And I found a cool new trick with it too that is, it's pretty cool. So first I go into my plan book. I'm doing the 27th, the week of the 27th. So I press that week, and here are my lesson plans. I have one for 6th grade and one for 7th grade. They're pretty similar right now because we start off about the same. So I have done all this work, and I don't want to have to go back into the Dibble Middle School website and do the same thing again and retype it. So I have found a way to copy and paste it into our website. So first thing I realized what you have to do is when you go into share, um, it's automatically going to be restricted, and so you can't do what I'm fixing to show you how to do unless you edit that to make it open. So you go to edit, and then I have mine shared with Darlene already, but then you go to access and you make it open, and then you press save. And so now you get an option to embed it. So if I'm going to embed it, then that will actually allow me to put it in the other website. I already have it in the other website, so I'm going to try and do it again in another week, and then delete it later so you can see what I'm talking about. But if I embed it, if I press that, then I get a code. And if you just, select all of it and copy it, and then go into your faculty only, choose area, teacher selection. We all know this, but just in case, go down to assignments. Now I'm going to add a new assignment, and I'm going to have it titled Beck's Weekly Lesson Plan. And then I have it just on social studies. You may ask your administrator to make just a very generic tab for you. That way the parents don't have to go into every single tab to see what the assignments are. So if you teach English, then just English. If you teach science, just maybe science. Social studies, just social studies. But then that way you don't have to put it on all your different tabs like geography. My parents will know that I'm their social studies teacher. So I put it on the due date for the end of the week, which would be the 31st, and I want it to be posted from the 27th, which was Monday, and I want it posted until the 31st, and this will allow it to all week long be able to be put in there. Now you go down here, instead of just copy and pasting, you go to this Hotmail link, and it'll bring up just a regular box. And since you have copied it over here to over here, you just right click or paste, and then you press add assignment. And so now I have my weekly lesson plan there. You want to double check it, you can go into your website, go to school directory. I'm going to pick on Ann Beck since that's me. And I go to assignments, and then there is my weekly lesson plan. Now, what I really found was cool was that if I go back in and I go back into my plan books, there's been a couple of times this week that I've had to bump my lesson plans, which if you don't know what that is, if you go into, like, if you want to take, like, let's say this GIS lesson plan, well, we really didn't get to cover everything, so I'm going to have to bump it now. If you pull on this arrow right there and hold down and drag it over, it's going to give you an option to either copy it or bump this lesson forward, and it's going to bump all your other lessons forward another day. But I'm not going to do that because then it'll mess up my plan and what I'm going to show you. But you can do that, and what's really cool is that if I change something, so I'm just going to change something really simple real quick so then you guys can see. But see, this says GIS, GPS. If I go in and let's say I just delete the GPS part and then I press save, if I go back into my website and I refresh the page, it automatically updates your lesson plan, so you don't have to copy and paste and update to your lesson plan since it's embedded. So I'm going to go back in there and go, oh, well, you know what, I didn't mean to do that. I want to actually talk about GPS today, or Wednesday. So I put back in GPS and then press save. And then I go back into my lesson plan, and again I refresh. And see, it says just GIS right there. But if I go back into refresh, then again, GPS is added back. So whatever changes you make to your plan book, if you embed it, then you don't have to worry about your school site being updated because it automatically does it for you. So I thought that that was really cool because I'm kind of obsessive compulsive, and if I change it on one way, I want to change it on the other, and it just takes a lot of time. So this way it automatically does it for you if it's embedded. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask.